She disappeared at the company party. The security footage destroyed my marriage. The security guard wouldn't look me in the eyes. That was the first sign. He stood behind the counter, arms stiff, jaw tight, breathing shallow, as if he was about to hand me something radioactive, something capable of burning straight through skin, bone, and whatever was left of the life I thought I had. "Sir, you need to see this." His voice cracked. I didn't answer. I couldn't. My throat felt sealed shut, like it already knew what my mind refused to consider. He slid a black USB drive across the desk. Just a small piece of plastic, light enough to lift with 2 fingers, heavy enough to crush a marriage. "It was recorded last night," he whispered, "at the party. The party. The one I had left early because of a migraine. The one she said she stayed behind to network. The one where she told me she loved me before kissing my cheek and walking back inside with a smile that, now, in hindsight, felt wrong." I picked up the USB. It felt warm, like someone had been gripping it too tightly for too long. The guard still refused to meet my eyes. "I didn't want to give you this," he muttered. "But you're her husband. You have the right to know." Right. The right to know. Funny how that right only appears when everything is already beyond saving. My heart beat steady, too steady. No panic, no tremor, just a quiet, cold rhythm, like something inside me had shut down in anticipation of the impact. I didn't ask what was on the footage. I didn't have to. His silence said enough. So did hers last night. The way she ignored my calls, the way her messages came late, short, distracted. "Busy here, talk later, don't wait up, love you." That last one stung the hardest. Simple, soft, too soft. A lie disguised as affection. I held the USB tighter until the edges pressed marks into my skin. I walked out of the building without thanking the guard. Outside, the air was sharp and cold. Perfect. Because something inside me was turning just as cold, just as sharp. And I had a feeling, by the time I watched that footage, there would be no warmth left at all. The drive home felt longer than it should have. Every traffic light turned red, every second stretched. But my mind stayed strangely calm, almost detached, like I was watching my own life from behind a glass wall. I kept replaying the night before. Her smile before I left. Her arm brushing against her boss's arm. The way he looked at her. Too familiar, too comfortable. I'd pushed it aside then. Now, I couldn't. I remembered how she came home late, past 2 a.m., smelling of perfume that wasn't hers and laughter that didn't sound like it belonged to me anymore. She said she was celebrating. She said she'd lost track of time. She said she was exhausted. She didn't look exhausted. She looked satisfied, relaxed in a way I hadn't seen in months. And when I kissed her forehead, her body tensed, just for a second, like she expected someone else's touch instead of mine. That tiny flinch echoed in my skull now, relentless, mocking. I parked the car, walked inside, and locked the door behind me. She wasn't home. Of course she wasn't. "Morning meeting," she'd whispered while slipping out before sunrise. My hands didn't shake when I opened my laptop. They didn't hesitate when I inserted the USB. A folder appeared, 3 video files, time-stamped between 11:47 p.m. and 12:36 a.m., the exact window she stopped replying to my messages. My stomach tightened, not with fear, but expectation. Like part of me already knew the truth, knew it long before the guard handed me the evidence. I clicked the first file. It loaded slowly, too slowly, almost mercifully. When the image finally appeared, I saw a hallway. Dim, quiet, empty at first. Then she appeared, my wife, laughing, not alone. Her boss's hand rested on the small of her back. Her body leaned into him, not forced, not accidental, natural, intimate. She looked happy, more than happy, free. My jaw clenched. Heat pulsed behind my eyes, but not the kind that brings tears. No, this was anger wrapped in ice. Cold, controlled, dangerous. I didn't react. Not externally. Inside, something deep began to crack. I clicked the second file and waited for the last pieces of my naivety to die. Watching the second video felt like peeling off my own skin, slowly, deliberately. Same hallway, different angle. She wasn't laughing anymore. Now she was whispering against his ear. Her hand slid across his chest. My throat tightened, but I forced myself to keep watching. Not because I needed proof, because I needed clarity. I needed to see the exact moment the woman I loved disappeared into someone else. The camera followed them as they moved through the hallway, past the elevators, toward the restricted door leading to the private lounge. The door she once told me was boring. The door she just unlocked without hesitation. The video ended there. But I already knew what the third file contained. My cursor hovered over it. Everything in my body told me to stop, to walk away, to delete the folder and pretend ignorance was comfort. But comfort is a trap. Knowledge is leverage. I clicked. The screen went dark for 3 seconds, then there she was, pressed against the wall, his body too close, her hands gripping his shirt. The footage had no sound, but I didn't need any. Her expressions told the story. Willing, eager, gone. Something inside me went still, utterly still, the kind of stillness that comes before a storm, or an ending. I paused the video, stared at her frozen image, then exhaled slowly. I deleted nothing. Instead, I copied the files to my phone, to the cloud, to multiple drives. Not for revenge, not yet, for truth. Because truth is a weapon, a quiet one, precise. I spent the next few hours tracing phone records, hers, mine, the office. Patterns emerged, late-night messages, deleted calls, shared locations she never mentioned. Everything aligned too perfectly. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This was a routine, a second life, a hidden world she slipped into whenever I wasn't looking. And she thought she was clever. She thought she was protected. She thought I would never see past the smile she wore for me at home. But she forgot something important. I watch, I listen, I remember. And now, I knew. She came home around 7 that evening, hair perfect, smile soft, voice sweet. Long day, she said. Everything okay? Everything okay. The irony almost made me laugh. Instead, I nodded. Calm, composed, unbreakable. Yeah, I said, we need to talk. Her smile faltered. Just a flicker, a glitch in the mask she wore. What's wrong? I didn't answer, not verbally. I took out my phone, pressed play. The third video filled the living room screen. She froze. Her eyes widened. Her breath caught. Her knees seemed to weaken beneath her. Wait, no, this isn't. I paused the video at the moment her boss's hands slid around her waist. She looked at me with terror, not guilt, terror. Please, let me explain. I raised one finger. Silence. The kind of silence that suffocates. Her lips trembled. Her eyes glossed with panic. She reached for me. I stepped back. She crumbled. I made a mistake, she whispered. A horrible mistake. I was drunk. I didn't mean... You meant it, I said calmly. Every second. Her body shook as she covered her mouth with her hands. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't move toward her. I didn't offer comfort. I just watched her unravel, piece by piece. just like she had watched what we had fall apart without blinking. I placed a folder on the table, printed phone logs, screenshots, dates, times, receipts, a complete autopsy of our marriage. Her eyes darted across the papers, widening with each page. You tracked me?" "No," I said quietly. "You exposed yourself. I just paid attention." She collapsed into a chair. "I can change," she begged. "Please, don't leave me. Don't do this." Her desperation filled the room like smoke. I opened my briefcase and took out a second folder. She recognized the letterhead instantly. HR, her company. Her face drained of color. "You reported me?" "No," I replied. "I reported both of you." Her breath shattered. She reached for me again, but her hand hovered in the air, inches from my arm. I didn't move, didn't flinch. "You destroyed everything," she whispered. "No," I said with absolute calm. "You destroyed everything. I'm just documenting the remains." Her tears came fast now, loud, messy, uncontrolled. I remained still, cold, unreachable. "You can't do this to me," she sobbed. I already did. And with that, I walked past her, past the memories, past the life we'd built on lies I never saw. I packed slowly, methodically. She followed me around the house, begging, pleading, apologizing with words that meant nothing. Words are cheap. Behavior is truth. I zipped the last suitcase. She fell to her knees in front of the door, blocking my way. "Please, I love you," she whispered. I looked down at her, at the woman I once trusted, at the stranger dressed in my wife's skin. "No," I said calmly. "You loved the version of me who didn't know the truth." I stepped around her, opened the door. Cold air washed over me, clean, sharp, honest. I walked out without looking back. Because there's one rule in betrayal. When someone chooses another world behind your back, you let them live there, alone. My final thought as the door closed behind me was simple, brutal, clear. Some marriages end with shouting. Mine ended with a USB drive, and the truth she never expected me to see.